bode well for you or for the rest of us, really. It just turns into a doubted man.
All she has, because she has not looked into who I am or what's gone on with.
I don't need to look into. Well, look. Yesterday. Where was it? It was yesterday. She turned around and said to me, "I need to research my enemy." Yeah. So I researched my enemy, and the first thing that came up was her dead dad. So, like, what do you want me to do? And I figured out why you're so obsessed with Danny, isn't it? Because your dad's name was Danny, isn't it, Voldemort? That's why you're obsessed with Danny. You've got this weird obsession, like, it's weird. But anyway...
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Ah, right, okay.
Yeah, but let me keep the smoke for later.
With my children. She's jumped on a bandwagon with paedophiles, knows she's fucked up, and now all she does is go to my dead dad and kids.
Bode well for you or for the rest of us, really. It just turns into a doubted man.
All she has, because she has not looked into who I am or what's gone on with.
I don't need to look into. Well, look. Yesterday. Where was it? It was yesterday. She turned around and said to me, "I need to research my enemy." Yeah. So I researched my enemy, and the first thing that came up was her dead dad. So, like, what do you want me to do? And I figured out why you're so obsessed with Danny, isn't it? Because your dad's name was Danny, isn't it, Voldemort? That's why you're obsessed with Danny. You've got this weird obsession, like, it's weird. But anyway...
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Ah, right, okay.
Yeah, but let me keep the smoke for later.
With my children. She's jumped on a bandwagon with paedophiles, knows she's fucked up, and now all she does is go to my dead dad and kids.
Bode well for you or for the rest of us, really. It just turns into a doubted man.
All she has, because she has not looked into who I am or what's gone on with.
I don't need to look into. Well, look. Yesterday. Where was it? It was yesterday. She turned around and said to me, "I need to research my enemy." Yeah. So I researched my enemy, and the first thing that came up was her dead dad. So, like, what do you want me to do? And I figured out why you're so obsessed with Danny, isn't it? Because your dad's name was Danny, isn't it, Voldemort? That's why you're obsessed with Danny. You've got this weird obsession, like, it's weird. But anyway...
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Ah, right, okay.
Yeah, but let me keep the smoke for later.
With my children. She's jumped on a bandwagon with paedophiles, knows she's fucked up, and now all she does is go to my dead dad and kids.
Bode well for you or for the rest of us, really. It just turns into a doubted man.
All she has, because she has not looked into who I am or what's gone on with.
I don't need to look into. Well, look. Yesterday. Where was it? It was yesterday. She turned around and said to me, "I need to research my enemy." Yeah. So I researched my enemy, and the first thing that came up was her dead dad. So, like, what do you want me to do? And I figured out why you're so obsessed with Danny, isn't it? Because your dad's name was Danny, isn't it, Voldemort? That's why you're obsessed with Danny. You've got this weird obsession, like, it's weird. But anyway...
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Ah, right, okay.
Yeah, but let me keep the smoke for later.
With my children. She's jumped on a bandwagon with paedophiles, knows she's fucked up, and now all she does is go to my dead dad and kids.
Bode well for you or for the rest of us, really. It just turns into a doubted man.
All she has, because she has not looked into who I am or what's gone on with.
I don't need to look into. Well, look. Yesterday. yesterday. Where was it? It was yesterday. She turned around and said to me, I need to research my enemy, yeah? So I researched my enemy, and the first thing that came up was her dead dad. So, like, what do you want me to do? And I figured out why you're so obsessed with Danny, isn't it? Because your dad's name was Danny, isn't it, Voldemort? That's why you're obsessed with Danny. You got this weird obsession, like it's weird. But anyway,
I didn't know that.
yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. But let me keep the smoke for later.
With my children, she's jumped on a bandwagon with paedophiles, knows she's fucked up, and now all she does is go to my dead dad and kids.
Bode well for you or for the rest of us, really. It just turns into a shouting match.
All she has, because she has not looked into who I am or what's gone on with.
I don't need to look into. Well, look. Yesterday, Where was it? It was yesterday. She turned around and said to me, I need to research my enemy, yeah? So I researched my enemy, and the first thing that came up was her dead dad. So, like, what do you want me to do? And I figured out why you're so obsessed with Danny, isn't it? Because your dad's name was Danny, isn't it, Voldemort? That's why you're obsessed with Danny. You got this weird obsession, like it's weird. But anyway,
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. But let me keep the smoke for later.
With my children, she's jumped on a bandwagon with paedophiles, knows she's fucked up, and now all she does is go to my dead dad and kids.
I'm not really sure where to start with this now. So she's also gone as far as to change her name to Whore of Satan. So, I mean, this clearly the woman is panicking, isn't she? She's obviously now thinking quite a lot about me, and like, let's not beat around the bush. She's not the only person, and that's the only reason that it's carrying on, is because there's so many people are in a similar situation. Now, that's because we are on the internet, which is fairly new, so all of this transpiring over so many years and whatnot, this can only happen once, can't it, for this amount of time, you know, the way that all of this situation's gone on, because it's a new scenario. So a lot of people have ended up kind of in the same boat, having done things that they're now panicking about because they are clearly illegal, but there's so many people that are involved and have done similar things that it's become more comfortable for people to kind of cover for each other, just to go along with the bullshit, keep going as though it's just going to keep going. It's not. If you're paying attention outside of this little community here on YouTube, I mean, I'm talking to everybody at the moment, but really this is really for Donna. Oh, no, it's not really. It's not, because this is really just like a massive problem, and it's been normalised because you've got weirdos. I mean, well, this is the crux of it. So let's just get straight into it. This is really the only person that you've got engaging with you, Donna. This is just the reality. You need to look at what's going on here. All right. The only person that you have engaging with you here, I mean, somebody's liked him. It could be anybody. This just could be Matthew, because he's the only person who's commented, right? So you've got one like. I haven't seen Babs. I'm not jinxing anything, and I'm not saying woohoo, she's got. I mean, this is a terrible situation. This is fucking terrible, and I've been like really, really trying to encourage people to not end up in a situation which is just going to be so fucking unbearable. And I can't imagine what it's like to be of you lot at the moment. Well, clearly you're very fucking unhinged at the moment. Look at what you're doing. You're stuck in this weird scenario, aren't you, where you're stuck in abuse mode as though that's all you know how to do. Because if you come out of it, then you have to accept that you've done it. I guess that's the problem, isn't it? If you stop doing it, you have to accept that you did do it and that was incorrect. And then there's the liability and everything. And it's I understand what's happened. It's on a mass scale. And again, you could say that this kind of thing's going on around the world. So you just put this, I suppose, if you want to get biblical about it. And again, I'm not preaching from the Bible. It just seems to be really the theme of everything that's gone on here on the internet, and just so much of it, and just so much like philosophically just seems to be running through from what I've heard. Like, I'm not vouching for anything, it just seems to. So it's nice to have something that's grounding, and me, I'm willing to like the grounding of stuff. It's so important. It's so important to be grounded in the earth, to be grounded in some rules, to be grounded in some morality, to be grounded in some, like, just being humble, knowing that there's a lot far bigger than you, more complex than you, that's, you're just like, you're something so small, but so important at the same time. Like, every single thing on this planet has got a role to play. And do you know where I've ended up at the moment? I realised it today. I don't trust anybody that's not vegan. Jake will be so happy to hear that. He'll be so happy to hear that. I totally don't trust anybody that's not vegan anymore. And even then, I'm not taking anything for granted. It's just like, that's the standard. that's like, and it's not that I can't like work on it. And but right now, anybody that's still, I just don't trust them. Don't trust them at all. But yeah, it's a really fucking dark time, isn't it, to be alive? But anyway, let's just get back to the point. So I'm just going to ramble on forever here, but like, we need to address this because we've got some really serious mental health situations going on here, and I am sympathetic to them. I absolutely am. Again, I'm not a spring chicken myself, so when I'm saying old lady stuff like that, it's just in my head, right? An old lady, like, we'll think when we were little, all of us really, still, anyone my age anyway, or older, which seems to unfortunately be most of the people that are after me, other than Rebecca and AJ, really do seem to be more, I don't know. No, of the core group, yeah, the really nasty. Oh, I don't want to start. Honestly, I don't want to start psychoanalyzing people. That's the whole point, again, really. All of these things I'm saying about it, I don't want to do any of them. This is like worst case scenario. Like, if you don't stop, then this is what we're going to have to do then. You see, like the courts and all of this sort of stuff, and just like, and everyone being the center of attention and going all through the shit and everything. I don't want to do that for myself. Jake doesn't want to. Nobody wants to do that. We're not supposed to do that. We're told not to do that. We're not the judges. That's the whole fucking point. Okay, yeah, we screw up. We're supposed to be compassionate to each other because we're all human beings, and we're all like, it's so sensible, isn't it? Really, all of it seemingly. Again, I'm not vouching for anything, but like the fundamental rules. This is what I like. Which is really funny because everyone that's fucking known me will tell you I'm the biggest rebel. Oh no, that tells you a lot, doesn't it, really? I'm a rebel because we're not following I'm a rebel for the rules. Fancy that. I'm going to make a t-shirt. I'm a rebel for the rules. Write that down. Well, that we're recording, aren't we? Rebel for the rules. I'm a rebel for I am. Yeah, just like but the base with the real ones, the real rules. Yeah. What's that called? I'm not even going to guess and embarrass myself. Anyway, I'm going off topic. This is for Donna. Okay, rebel for the real rules. We're going to do that. But yeah, no, but really though, because it's grounding, isn't it? So everyone knows where they stand. So everybody's secure within that, and it allows everybody to have fun and everybody to have what they need. It's so fucking simple. I don't need to explain it because it's fundamentally in everything that started out good. And then man gets involved, says too much shit, writes down too much shit, schemes and does stuff like in the darkness. It used to be in like snooker rooms and gentlemen's clubs and like fucking, it's a secret society. So I'm sure this is all still going on in a lot of places, but I'm sure it can't be the way that it used to be. They're not stupid, are they? Like, they're not going to not know about all the Epstein shit. So it's all connected. Everything's connected anyway, isn't it? It all relies on the darkness and the secrecy. So really, if you think about it, the job's, say the job's done. I don't know what is really going on. Who fucking knows? Again, this is why grounding's so important. It's so important because who fucking knows? How could you know? Does a bird know everything? Does it just get on with flying and go, oh, this is fucking wicked? I was thinking about it the other day. What's a bird actually doing? It's like, what's the most fun ever? It's like roller skating or like surfboarding or any of that. That's what a bird's doing all fucking day long. Clearly, we're not fucking birds. We're not supposed to fly, but that's a different subtopic for a different day. Well, no, it's not really. We shouldn't be flying. We shouldn't be flying. We shouldn't be driving like where people walk and stuff like that. All of it's unnecessary. It's just trauma creating bullshit going on everywhere. Okay, but we can do other things, you know, that don't require flying or pretending that we can fly. Trying to, again, this is like when we're getting out of our it's delusions of grandeur, isn't it? It's just, I think, megalomania, you know, it's all of those things, just thinking that we're entitled to the things that we haven't been given without appreciating all of the things that we have been given. That's the sad thing, you know. And when you do learn to appreciate all of the things that you've got, and when you've got nothing and you can still learn to appreciate the things that are given, then you realise you've actually got everything. Do you know what I mean? And I still feel blessed, and I still feel sad. That's why I'm not angry at. It's hard not to be in the moment. Obviously, I'm a human fucking being, but at the end of the day, there's so much that's gone wrong that's led us into where we are. But we have to point it out for what it is, Donna. Like, this is the scary thing, Donna. You're gonna have to admit. Oh, yeah, well, this is you've probably done a lot of us a favour here by being so blatant with your very rapid decline. I don't know, just the threats, you've literally changed. I don't want to keep saying all the things out loud. It's obvious what you're doing, isn't it? And the only person, let's get back to it, the only person that is engaging with you is Matthew, and look at the picture that he's using. Now, do you even know the backstory? Do you even know who you're talking to? I'm not saying like I'm that important. It's just like, do you know who does anyone ever know who anyone is? That's the point. You can laugh about, do you know who I am, but do you know who anyone is? Do you know their story? Do you know what they go through? Do you know what they've been through? That's the whole. This is why you're supposed to be so careful with your fucking words. Never mind fucking judging, condemning, kangaroo courting, all of these things that you're doing to other people, their reputations. Again, this is where we get into the legal fiction and the harm that you can cause a legal fiction and what a legal fiction really is. Okay, and if you want to clarify this with Del, and let's not forget about it, I was talking about this SQV before I knew Del existed, Michaela, on the Avosa 7 Jane Crescent. So you want to like be hypocritical again about who's worthy of listening to and who's not, for fuck's sake. You thought I was worthy of listening to until it got uncomfortable. This is the whole point, isn't it? It's until it gets uncomfortable. But that's, again, the whole point. If you can't win an argument with your words, using a block button is a really slippery, well, that's already a loss, isn't it? Because you're forcing somebody out of the battlefield. In effect, you've left the battlefield. If you've forced somebody out, then you've left, really. You're making somebody not engage with you, but you're forcing yourself to keep that space and forcing them out of it. So all of that is you being the aggressor, making the other person leave the battlefield. So that's all under them leaving is under duress. So it's a, do you know what I mean? Like Daz is always like leaving the battlefield. No, you're coming into my arena to abuse me. That's already under duress. None of it applies. The law is very fucking simple. This is why, Donna, I swear to God, take my reference number. I swear it's there, isn't it? It's like you've posted it yourself. Rather than turning, oh God, this is so bad. And again, when you're hanging out with people like Babs and Michaela, now this is where, again, Michaela is up against, what's he calling her? Jupiter Rising. Oh, this is so bad, you guys, what you've done. So bad. And if like the whole Tommy team's getting investigated for money laundering, it turns out you stupid old cunt, Michaela, you've done this for free, which I'm assuming you probably have because you're that thick. I don't know. Who knows? Oh, but it's bad. Whatever it is, it's bad, isn't it? Well, you were warned. You were warned. This is why you're having fucking nervous breakdowns, because you know everyone's going to know what a cunt you are. And you were warned. You were warned, and everyone knows where you live. And you can't keep crying that I'm telling everyone where you live. You deserve it. That's the sad thing. I'm really hoping the police go to you first. I really am. But at the end of the day, children dying is way more important than you not having people turn up. Do you know what I mean? And if the police want to arrest me over it, all right, whatever. Like I said, get meals prepared and whatnot. It's a nice little break away from the norm over here. I'm sure everyone keeps saying you don't get Wi-Fi in there, but I don't know. I was still live streaming when I got sectioned. I got out of there fine. So whatever. I've just realised I'm not to take this too seriously. How fucking can I? Really? How can I? This is just, it's all a joke at the moment. Satan has really taken over the world. Apparently that's what the Bible says happens as well. So again, I'm just sticking to the rules. Satan doesn't like the rules. Satan doesn't like God. All right. So that points me in the direction of where I'm going. Now you can do this all day long, Donna, Maria, if you want, if you think it's going to help anything. But all you've got is DJ, who's Matthew, by the way. Oh, let me just share this again. Hang on a second. Let's get it back up. Okay, so we've got one like. It's not looking good, Donna Maria. It's not looking good. Why have you done this, you silly woman? Okay, and what we've got is your one comment is from DJ, who, by the way, DJ, if you are hearing this, and DJ's got two. It's probably his other account, and you. Oh no, you would have liked it yourself, wouldn't you? Yeah, DJ, I only blocked your one that you were using. That picture on your main account I didn't block, so I don't know if you want to try it. I haven't actually silenced you from my channel, but I mean, thank you for giving us the evidence of it, all that you've said. I'm not going to go into that now, of all that you've said. Well, I think if you try that, you'll find that you're not actually blocked on your main account. It was only the one that you were using the picture on. Again, we're going to get down to, for the sake of law, what are we doing? When I'm using your picture, right, you're stalking me. So I'm under duress and I'm in my church. You come in to stalk and abuse me. You openly tell us this. You abuse me. You are sexually vulgar and violent. You reference my children all the time. You're disgusting. Okay, I've told you to leave me alone. God knows how many times. We've literally blocked you, and you've made new accounts to come in. So at this point, clearly you're the aggressor. So pretty much I could shoot you in the face and I'd have a good argument. Do you know what I mean? But we're on the internet, so we're just going to document it, and we're going to work with what we've got to help other people not be in this fucked up situation, and hold the cunts that run YouTube to account as well. Hi, Neil. I don't know if you're listening, but hello. Anyway, DJ Matthew, so you can't really dictate them what goes on. So when you fuck up because you're anonymous, that's like, again, just ask AI. You don't need a solicitor. That compounds your crime, right? Because obvious reasons. I don't need to explain it. I'm not going to. I've done it before. Don't need to. You can ask the internet. I'm not going to waste time. I don't need to. You've literally only got yourself and Donna engaging right here, right now. Okay, you're really clutching at straws, but we will go through the motions just for the sake of anybody that comes along to watch this. Let's talk this out till the end. Okay, so already I'm under duress. You're in my church. Your camera slips when you've been anonymous for all of this time. You're stalking me, right? We've now got a picture of you. In fact, do you know what I'm going to do now? Oh no, that's me. Well, that's not me, but that's my avatar. That's now Donna, actually. That's now Donna. This is so stupid. Oh, it's so stupid. And then if Daz had access, I know probably Daz will be here in the chat. Oh, let's see, actually. If Daz is in the chat, once this is live, I bet Daz is in the chat saying, see, she's on drugs, because I laughed. Right, if I laugh, I'm on drugs. Even though I've said time and time again, I will do a drug test for the police. I'm more than happy to do that if they want me to. Well, no, I'm gonna ask actually this time. I'm gonna request or insist. Right, so that's Matthew. His camera slipped. Right, so now I've got a picture of the man who's stalking me and abusing me in real time. So I use it a lot when he comes along. I don't just go around with the picture, which is what he's doing now. And they've not got a picture. They've got a picture of when I was sick and I'd almost died at that point. And that was well, I did psychologically die at that point, really, if we want to get into the nitty gritty. But I was really physically unwell. Had been mentally unwell for a really long time. This had been going on for years at that point. But also that's when Eric, well, not long after that was when Eric made the call. But yeah, when Eric made a video with the picture. Now, at this point, I was just glad to be alive. So again, this is a lot to do with where I'm at, like spiritually, and just where I'm at with myself and just what it's all about. He made a really, really, really awful video, and it was like New Year's. I don't know if I can't remember now if it had happened a couple of nights before. I can't remember all of this. You can imagine it's a fucking blur. Groundhog life for almost a decade now, must be. But it was more the way the women handled it. I went numb just with what Eric had done, just the realization of what happened. Like I went from being just happy to be alive, and I was just so motivated to just get myself back together, and just. Honestly, this has always been about getting back to my children, and anyone that's ever known me along the way will know that that's the case, and I'm very comfortable because that's the truth. I've got nothing else nothing else matters, do you know what I mean? And it really sunk in at that point that nothing else mattered, and how cruel people are. Eric was still Eric at this point, so it's Brian Lee Hansford. See, this is where it's tricky now. So a lot of people are known that weren't known when they were doing the most horrific things. But it was, I'll tell you what it really was that got me. It was the way that Moon, Valerie Stroud, I'll never ever forget how sadistic, and it's recorded. It's just a case of coming across all of these things as and when we get to go back through the archives. This is what it's all about now. It's the archives, which is going to be really difficult if I'm honest, but we've got years and years of just horrific stuff. But that, and the way the women joined in, they just got such a pleasure out of that situation. On air, I was on my own. Oh, that's what done it. I just went from numb to dead at that point. Then something changed. Then I suppose people will know. You just hit that point, something really changed. But then it is what it is, and we are where we are now. You know, so everyone's saying about living in the park. No, my life went on pause. Second, my children weren't in my home. And it went because they got taken away from me. Nothing about this situation is black and white. And people like Michaela Onyavosa of 7 Joan Crescent, Eltham, who I often refer to as Ursula, but is known as Jupiter affiliated, or Jupiter rising, according to Simon Tomlin, I'm sure his name is, the Daily Agenda. I've forgotten where I was going with that. I've completely lost my train of thought. I've just realised that this is actually supposed to be aimed at Donna, and I've just hit 28 minutes already. So, right, I'm just going to carry on. Whatever I was going on to say about Jupiter, what was I saying? All right, it will be covered later. We've got years and years of just abuse after abuse after abuse after abuse after abuse. And you want to say it's just 30 words, Michaela Onyavosa, then go and check out what illegal fiction is and what its purpose even is. There's all sorts of law around. So I don't need to explain it, you silly woman. You know full well how much trouble you're in. But Donna, you've got no support with what you're doing here. I haven't threatened you. Why are you saying, who are you saying it to that I've threatened you? I haven't threatened you. You threatened me. So I've got an ongoing situation, which I've tried to be vocal about, but I am blocked, and then you will gladly just entertain whatever Michaela Onyavosa, 7 Joan Crescent wants to say, regardless of whether or not it's true. Oh, sorry, the law regarding this. I'm not using Matthew's picture to try and belittle him or humiliate him or embarrass him or make him feel bad or any of those things at all. I'm just, if he shows up saying, look, we know what you look like now, do you think this is a good idea? This is the difference. It's your intention. It's what you wake up every day to do. You've woken up today clearly to check the internet, and loads of people now do this. Check the internet. What's Kaylee doing? How are we either going to make her feel shit or try and fuck her up or trying to like defame, like that's become your intention. You're going to have to explain that, and then when it becomes a group's intention, that's really fucking terrible. I don't know how you deal with that legally. You have to be able to figure out why that happened. Now, all I can come up with is Satan. I have to be honest, because that's all that I can possibly have to make sense in this situation. I've got people called Lucifer destroying my life and chasing me around 24/7. At that point, where do I go for help? When my own mother's too scared of this situation, my own brother's too scared of this situation, and to be honest, as far as I'm concerned, part of the biggest cult and the most dangerous cult going, the Christian Zionists, I literally am on my own. I'm beyond traumatized at this point. I've been method acting non-stop for fucking years on end. This doesn't end, does it? There is no time out. I don't get a holiday. I don't get a break. I don't ever go out for a meal. I don't even get a takeaway. Do you know what I mean? I don't ever do anything else. Now, thank God I've been able to, wherever my situation is, just adapt and create a routine there and just keep going. And I've learned so much in being forced into a situation of just extreme observation rather than participation, which is just, it's not how human beings are supposed to exist. But it does give you a hell of a lot of insight. And if I've been able to apply that to myself, be humble enough to accept that we're all really lacking in a lot of areas because we've been programmed wrong, wired wrong. So it's not really our own fault. If we can just humble ourselves and let go of the shame and accept that that's what's happened, then we can absolutely take back so much more control. Now, if I can do it under these extreme circumstances, and when I say I can do it, I've done it enough to be able to survive every single day. I'm certainly not thriving here. Do you know what I mean? But if I can survive this situation and learn a hell of a lot that I'm sure can help other people, then I'm sure other people can feel so much better with a few simple steps in wherever they are, whatever their situation is as well. And it would be such a shame to not be able to offer that to other people if they wanted to be able to avail of it. Do you know what I mean? They should have the freedom of choice. I should be able to freely give my time to other people, and other people should freely have the choice to listen to what I've got to say. Now, it seems that that's a big problem for a lot of people. Just me having my voice. No, I don't need to sit and point the finger at everybody and say, well, it's this for this reason, that reason, or whatever. You kind of make it obvious yourselves to a degree. But Donna, you've got no support. This has happened to Rebecca, I believe. I mean, she's still pretending that she's doing this. So she has to. Yeah, when you go on the panels and you're pretending this shit show's still carrying on, who are you doing it to? The people in the audience that have to also pretend it's going on. This isn't really working though in reality, is it? And it's not going to work when the law sees it. It's not going to work when the wider public see it. They're going to see what absolute nasty bastards you've been. They're going to see the cruelty that's been recorded. They're going to watch it and they're going to imagine me sat on my own, knowing what I was trying to do, the work I was trying to get, what I was trying to tell people. They're going to know all of those things and then watch how you all treated me. And then Jake, when Jake came back around. And each other as well. It's not all about me and Jake. It's just, apparently, there's just not a lot of people that decided, and why would you? Why would you stick it out? Why would you? I've got no choice. As far as I'm concerned, where the fuck can I go? So we're just going to deal with it. I'm just going to point out what's really uncomfortable. And, you know, if you're impressed with a man that's using a picture of when I was really sick just because he's trying to hurt me, because that's all he's done all day, every day, and I've documented it, I'm not lying. I'm not the aggressor here, am I? He's one of very many men, Donna, who've done this to me for a very long time. No, you're aligning yourself with him and expecting who to support you. I don't know. I don't know what secret groups you're in. I don't know. But apparently nobody's willing to. Now, is it because people are starting to listen when I say God's watching. Make of it what you will. But I don't think that's a good idea, personally, to, you know, like Rebecca, having DJ on, Rebecca and Amy and DJ. No. How did you lot all, I mean, it's just really sick, isn't it? It's just really sick, but it is what it is. If you want to carry on playing YouTube as though it's normal and it's helped society somehow and I'm the bad guy, then go right ahead. But, I mean, the last I looked, the post I had about you, I think had 8 likes on it, and I don't generally look at the numbers, but to be honest, as it stands at the moment, that's more than I generally get on anything. But then I'm just silenced everywhere, aren't I? The only people who ever see that I'm here are people that are worried about what I do, and a handful of supporters that I've got now. But slow and steady, as they say, right? At least I'm consistent. I've got the same messages that I've had for all of this time. You lot all chop and change friends like underwear, and I mean, look at what's going on with the movement at the moment. What a joke. Why not a joke? And like, what have you all got to show your kids now for this time that was really kind of important? How many of your children have, I'm not even going to get into it, but how many of your children are going to be impressed with how you spent your time during this period? You'll love to talk about my kids all the time. My kids don't know the truth about anything, do they? You know, and it is what it is. I was dealt an impossible hand. And nobody here wanted me to win anything anyway, so why am I going to beat myself up because I had all of you lot against me? Now, I don't know, you can be the next or last, I'm assuming. I can't think that anybody else is going to come along and be as stupid as you now at this point. Try and convince yourself that I have wronged you. And you continue to clearly... Oh, I don't need to say any more, do I? It is what it is. I'm just... no, I'm not even shocked, unfortunately. No, I'm not shocked. I'm grateful. And you need help. I'm just going to leave it there. You clearly need help. And, yeah, just chill out, have a think about what's going on and about the dynamics here and how this is going to come off to other people, and if it would look better to say, do you know what, I fucked up there a little bit, I went along. I mean, I don't know how Michaela, I don't know, it's just so murky. Anyway, I'll leave it there because I can't not address it. This is what's going on and it's not good. Oh, here we go, there's more. So is it going to be just another one that just reposts my things to who? Whose benefit is it for? Do you think people can't see it when I post it? Ah, oh, dearie me. Bless. Well, you crack on. We'll just keep documenting it and see what other people who aren't invested in YouTube think about the situation. More importantly, we'll see what the law thinks. We'll see what the police think. Like I say, I'm not expecting anything to happen overnight with the police at all. This has been going on for a very, very long time, but I've done an awful lot of legwork. So eventually. Well, you know, anyway, if you know the law, you know that silence is acquiescence. So if I've stipulated things and it's not argued with, it's as good as accepted, isn't it? So I'm just not stressed out about any of this. Do you know what I mean? I'm not getting triggered by your posts. I'm not getting startled by anything anymore. There's nothing else that can shock me at this point. Unfortunately, I've now got a physical reaction that I can't control to voices and the door going. So that's just something I can't control. That's a physical thing that just happens, but that's nothing to do with fear or anything like that. That's just a physical reaction to a noise. And I'm sure that will be undone again, and that's only come on since I was sectioned. So that's got nothing to do with fear. It's just a physical thing, and I'll be able to get over that again. But other than that, I don't have an issue sleeping. I've got no problem eating unless I'm stressed out. Do you know what I mean? In general, I'm very grounded and focused. I work very hard every hour of the day, you know, and I don't need to validate myself any more than my conversations with Jake and with God. Do you know what I mean? And I don't mean I sit here talking to God like that. It's nothing like that. But I don't need to explain it. I don't need to validate. I'm more than happy to share what I think can help other people. But at the end of the day, people are going to ask you, well, what have you got to show, Donna, for your time? I've got plenty to show, considering I've been deleted for all of this time and only really started using AI, maybe a year. Maybe a year. I don't even know if it's been, I don't know. It's very difficult to keep a track of time with all of this going on. But I've got plenty to show. It just means that I've been able to catch up on makeup, for lost time. It's fantastic, and it's a tool that everybody could really use in such a beneficial way for everybody's benefit. But anyway, I digress, and that was a lot longer than I expected it to be. So, yeah, just have a think about your behaviour. I don't know what else to say. I'm going to just carry on doing what I do. You can say that I'm targeting you, but then Rebecca says that I've targeted her. The men have all said that I've targeted them. I didn't know that they existed. Like, half of them are still fucking anonymous now. I don't know who you are, where you are. How can I be a problem for people when I just shouldn't know that you're even there? And I'm focused and busy. It just doesn't make any sense. And this is why juries are not going to get let go of anywhere. We're going to straighten all of this out because that's what the law's for. People are stupid. People make mistakes. But the law is solid. God is solid. The earth, Mother Earth is solid. So yeah, you carry on impressing the likes of DJ and Danny West and the other women that have got themselves up to their eyeballs as well. Just crack on. We'll just see what happens. Like I say, I'm not expecting anything to happen overnight, if at all. You know, I don't rely on the police to do a thing. You know, I just appreciate them not bothering me. You know, but now I'm going to use them procedurally and hope that they do their job. That would be lovely. It would be a bonus. You know, like I've done as much as I could possibly do, so I'm covered as far as I'm concerned. You know, and then I just carry on doing what I'm doing. I'm free to go where I need to go to speak my truth, wherever I need to speak it. You know, and if you want to still engage with people like Daz, who are threatening me all day, every day, that they're going to attack my next business and my next this and my next that, they're going to attack us, like, that's okay and normal, fair enough, but you're associating yourself like with the wrong people when the law does catch up with them. Well, I mean, you've already really crossed a few lines yourself. But anyway, this is getting really quite long, isn't it? 44:14. I think we'll leave it there. Yeah, honestly, I don't know what else to say. I've never even actually, so I don't believe I've ever spoken to you one-on-one at all. This is how mad this entire situation is. But anyway, it is what it is. I'm totally used to it. Yeah, have a think, and I suggest you repent.